All right, Matt, it is time for our co-main event, UFC Busan, coming at you from Busan, South Korea, early on Saturday, Matt. In our co-main event, a tale of two ranked, hard-hitting light heavyweights, two of the best in the division. You've got no time Volkan Oezdemir taking on Aleksandar Rakic. And Matt, what can I say about this matchup that's never been said before? Probably not a lot. I mean, you know the tale here. Aleksandar Rakic, since he's come into the UFC, has looked unstoppable. Whereas Volkan Oezdemir, he was on a 3-fight skid. He won his last fight against Ilir Latifi, and he looked really good in that fight. And I want to mention something. 3-fight losing streak. Fought Daniel Cormier at the height of DC time, at the end of no time. In the next fight, UFC Moncton took on Anthony Smith, and he had some successes until Anthony Smith was able to get the fight to the ground and finish it. And then it was a split decision loss to Dominic Reyes, where a lot of people, myself included, thought that Volkan Oezdemir won that fight. And what else can I say? He fought for the title, lost to the title challenger, lost to another title challenger. He's taken on Aleksandar Rakic, who's super, super dangerous, really long, rangy type of striker, can get it done in a lot of different ways. What can you tell us about this fight? And first of all, let me say, long and rangy, 6'6" to Oezdemir 6'2", and he's going to have a reach advantage in the legs and in the hands.
So this fight reminds me a lot of Corey Anderson versus Johnny Walker. This is when you figure out how far your prospects can go, because at a certain point, they kind of have to transition from being a prospect to being a contender, and Rakic is on kind of like the precipice of that. The problem with this fight for Rakic is that he's fighting a guy who's kind of fought his style before. A guy who's fast, good on the feet, and has good wrestling. Rakic is kind of like a rangier, and definitely not as good of a wrestler, Daniel Cormier, but he's one of those guys who, he doesn't just strike and he doesn't just wrestle. He really mixes all the aspects of MMA together. But on the feet, Oezdemir is going to have more power than him, and that's what worries me about this fight. I think Rakic is going to have the speed advantage, and I feel like he's going to have a heavy wrestling advantage too, and that's how he's going to win. But Oezdemir is going to be a danger for every second that this fight is on the feet. I do see Rakic going for the takedown, though, quite a bit, trying to sap some of that power from Oezdemir early, and then trying to pick up with his work rate later on. But I think this could be fight of the night.
One of the weird things about Volkan Oezdemir is he's good in the clinch, but he's also bad in the clinch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's weird, and it's like a fight-to-fight kind of thing. You saw it in the Anthony Smith fight where it didn't work out for him, but against Ilir Latifi, he looked great. So it's kind of tough to try and gauge. And the odds, to me, they make sense, but they're somewhat deceiving. Rakic comes in here minus 150 favorite, Oezdemir plus 125. I'm not in agreement. To me, honestly, this fight on this card, it's one of my top fights on the card. Oh, yeah. It's more or less pick 'em for me, and it's a tough pick 'em. Who are you going to go with here?
So just through the fact that we've seen Rakic beat people standing, and we've seen Rakic beat people like in the Justin Ledet fight. And I know Justin Ledet's not a top tier fighter, but sometimes it does matter the way that you beat somebody. And the fact that he was able to just go out there, hurt him on the feet, take him down, and kind of Khabib him on the ground. We haven't seen that kind of versatility from Volkan Oezdemir. If he gets the job done, it's always on the feet. So just feel like due to the versatility of Rakic, he's going to be able to get it done.
And then when Rakic fights a wrestler in Devin Clark, he knocks him out in the first round, which is crazy to think of. Again, people are going to dislike me either way I go here. I'm going to side with Volkan Oezdemir. I think he's going to be able to get it done. He's tried and true at the top of the division. You know the power he possesses. You know how he's able to close distance, get in there, and that's what he's going to have to do in this fight. And yes, Rakic could certainly catch him with some insane punch. He could also take it to the ground, kind of similar to Anthony Smith. I could see this either way, just a flip of a coin. I'm going with Oezdemir, but Matt, this is one of the better fights on the card, and you're not going to want to miss our UFC Busan picks here. For Fight Night Picks on YouTube, let's get into it.